Hello class, welcome to CN369, the web version of Construction Economics and Standard Practices. My name is Evan Lucas and I will be your instructor for this course. The purpose of this instructional video is really just to walk you through the overall layout of the course and how to navigate yourself to really the most important information throughout the class. So just a couple quick things as we get going. Just make sure you understand that this is my screen from the instructor side of view, so it's a little bit different probably on your end than what I get to see. So some things on here might not be exactly the same, but you're just trying to get the overall feel anyway. So that should come across pretty clearly. So you've already opened up your construction introduction video, so that's good. The next thing that you would have to look at as you're walking through is your syllabus, your course schedule, and what I like to include on all of my classes is like an intro and expectations, which is really turned more into like a lessons learned. So I'm not going to walk you through all of this stuff, really for you to take a look at yourself. But all the information that you really need on the course is listed somewhere throughout here. So one of the big things, or I guess a couple of the big things I need to go over quickly is typically all of our web-based courses are going to be half semesters and accelerated versions. The way this got put into the books sort of last minute, they put it in as a full semester, so we're teaching as a full semester because we kind of have to. And it's also the first time we're running this course, so there's a lot of stuff we need to adjust from how we deliver in person versus online anyways. So it might be okay for everybody to take a little bit of time to go through some of the work too, and we can adjust it, in the future. So I welcome any feedback that you might have on how we might be able to condense this stuff down to about 7 weeks. We're in the process of doing that anyways, so it might be a little bit choppy throughout the semester, but hopefully with all the work that you have to put into these modules, it makes it worth your while. So the other thing that's important to note is, again, because of how it was all implemented, this is an asynchronous course, which means we have no required meeting times. But we generally have what we would consider office hours that are a standard time that we would be available at night. So anyone in this class could come in. But because this got thrown on late, there wasn't really an available option to do that. So as we go through the semester, if we need to meet, just email me, and if we need to meet as like a group, we can try to schedule a time, throughout a couple times throughout the semester that we can just kind of sit down and make sure that everyone's keeping up on the modules and all the coursework that you have, and we'll go from there. With this course, you'll have to have a couple specific softwares, so primarily Excel and Microsoft Project. If you don't have access to those, let me know. We'll try to get you hooked up with that. Bluebeam Review, we always just recommend too. It's not, there's other ways you can do things. It's just an industry standard to be using Review, so we make it sort of required equipment. But if you don't have access to any of those, let me know and we'll figure it out. The course modules, so there's only 4 modules. The first 3 that are listed here are all sort of independent, and the fourth one kind of ties all of them together. So there will be within each module, and I'll show you this on the EduCAD as well, but within each module there will be some sort of lecture material or reading material. The instructional videos will probably walk you through some of the stuff, like especially when we're doing pay applications and scheduling processes. But then there will be discussion post stuff, which you guys will all have to do and then respond to each other's on. There will be assignments in each, and then there will be, and normally those assignments are structured so you start with one and then you update or revise or make modifications to the first one, because it's all sort of a process throughout this class. And the last module that we're going to be doing, and you have a quiz in each of the modules too, just terminology based. And then the last module, like I mentioned, is going to kind of tie costs to schedules, show how cash flow kind of works throughout projects, and then tie global economic impacts to both those kind of things. So really the big premise is, obviously with the title of this course being Economics and Standard Practices, really showing what those major factors are in construction that deal with economics, and that's really comes down to cost and schedule, cost and time. So the rest of this, you can read through all of it as well. Just want to let you know, we'll be using EduCAD the whole time. Here's your grading criteria, so you can take a look at all of that and just see how things are going to be laid out a little bit. And just looking through here to see if there's anything else. All your university policies as well down here too. So take a look at that. let me know if you have any questions. The next item on the list is the course schedule. So this again is kind of a layout of the entire semester. Like I said, it would typically be 7 weeks, but we had to kind of expand it for the full semester. So the way I have it laid out is each week, or when a new module sort of starts and where you kind of should be throughout the semester, I'll have some information on what is all entailed within that module. So you'll see on Sundays a new module will open every couple of weeks, so you can get to work on all these different things, and it kind of lays out all the work that you have to do throughout that module. When those due dates are, they're generally going to be on a Saturday at midnight, um, and then I will often, and you'll see here too, all these modules will start opening and overlapping because we want to try to accommodate for your time as much as possible. So if you can get things done on day one, that's great. That's a couple weeks of time that you don't need to be diving in, but there's going to be a lot of work within each of the modules too. So just be cognizant of when other modules are opening, when items will be due, and in lieu of those weekly meetings, I'll be sending out an email just as a reminder to let everyone know, where we are, where you kind of should be. Just make sure to remind yourself to look at the course schedule and what's upcoming for being due. I'll go into more depth on what all these assignments and discussion posts and stuff are in the actual modules themselves. But so you'll see here the first week we should be jumping into module 1, and by week 4 you should really be getting into all of module 2 stuff. It will open week 2 for you, so you have some time to get into it, but you really should be diving into all this stuff by week 4. And then by week 8, we'll be jumping into module 3, and then right before Christmas, module 4. So I wanted to keep it as open as possible, but also keep you guys on track by having a lot of these sort of staggered due dates, so that because there's a lot of feedback between students. So I want to make sure that you guys are able to have time to respond to discussion posts or respond to the assignments as prompted. So because that's where I think we're going to get a lot more out of these upper level courses, is between student interaction of bringing your experiences, expertise into the mix, providing some feedback. So we will be getting into all of that stuff, though, more within the modules. And then the intro and expectations, this is really just a document that, like I mentioned, I created just to kind of give you, here's some of my life lessons, some of the expectations, things that I'd like you to take with you as well, some good things that I've learned and like to share. So got in biography here, my the website for the program, and then CTL resources is a good one too, because if there's any issues with, like, if you're having trouble with EduCat, for instance, all the information is there. We will be doing some VoiceThread stuff, so understanding VoiceThread. Here's some tutorials here. If you need to hop into Zoom, if we need to create a Zoom link, I'll throw one of those on EduCat as well for you, different tools. And then contact information is all on here on this website too for technical support stuff for any of the learning modules. So with that, let's see, you'll see down here, these are restricted. The modules 2, 3, 4, and the final exam are restricted until the dates that were shown on the schedule. The career development section is just really to help with, like, building resumes, looking how to find jobs if you're going to be attending any career fairs, like what to do to prepare for that, how to prepare for interviews, stuff like that, and then all the links to policies and services at NMU that we have to put on our website or on our course management system. So I'll leave it at that for now, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you very much.